A major relaxing of restrictions in New Jersey to tell you about tonight. In 2 weeks, indoor capacity limits will expand to 50% or a maximum of 250 people. This includes big events like weddings and proms, political events, funerals, and performances.
Outdoors, the limit for large venues will increase to 500 people, provided that does not exceed 50% capacity. The same goes for outdoor carnivals and fairs, and social distancing will still be required. Now, the news comes as the state's positivity and hospitalization rates drop to levels we saw in November, and close to 34% of the state is now fully vaccinated. This was Brian Thompson's live in Long Branch with the impact on events like proms and graduations. Brian?
Yeah, absolutely, Chuck. And the governor actually telegraphed some changes, big changes coming up this week when I talked with him last week, and now we're seeing them. The reason I'm here on the beach, on the boardwalk in Long Branch, is because a lot of schools have planned in advance where their proms are going to be. And as you can see behind me here, what we found out is that at least a dozen or so high schools here in Monmouth County are going to have their proms right on the beach. So what the governor did today in making this May 10th effective date for lifting restrictions was pointing toward the other schools and pointing toward the prom season. Old Bridge will repeat its outdoor graduations, but the new guidelines will increase the number attending to 500, meaning just 2 ceremonies instead of the 4 held last year. The big change is with proms. By increasing the indoor capacity to 250, prom dresses are expected to be a thing again. Except, count out the seniors at Old Bridge High School. They don't have to wear prom dresses. They can wear pretty much whatever they want on the beach next to Pier Village here in Long Branch.
As Bruce Springsteen said, someday we'll look back at this and it'll all seem funny.
These students will have to be vaccinated or test negative in a recent COVID test or have had COVID in the previous 90 days.
At this point, it's really they're just willing to do whatever it takes in order to, have these signature moments before they graduate.
And when I asked 2 seniors if they feel cheated,
but I think what we should be thankful for, because things like this, at least we're having a graduation, at least we're having some sort of prom.
With testing showing a sharp drop in COVID positives in the past few days, Governor Murphy feels confident.
Looking at the trend in our numbers over the past couple of weeks, we fully expect to continue our streak of announcing expansions.
As for the beach prom here, with dancing allowed by the governor, Jania Gaskin told me she'll go with her boyfriend.
I'm okay with it, as long as we get to have a prom and get to dance with each other.
Will you try to kiss through the masks?
It's an odd question. Probably not.
Well, we ask odd questions sometimes in this business, but she was a good sport about it. Matter of fact, when I asked her what she would be doing in college studying, she said, well, probably, computer science sort of thing. And I said, well, can you fix my iPhone? And she said, oh, of course. Shows you how good these kids are. But yeah, it's going to be quite a prom season, whether it's on the beach here for schools like Old Bridge or in some of these catering halls that they've traditionally used in the past. Live in Old Bridge, in Long Branch, Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
All right, Brian, thank you. Let's talk about New York, because the COVID numbers are also dropping to lows that we haven't seen since November. And as those numbers drop and more people get vaccinated, the capacity limits are lifting too. Today, Governor Cuomo announced that starting on May 15th, offices can boost capacity to 75%. Casinos jump to 50%. Gyms and fitness clubs go up to 50%, but only outside the city. And for now, the city will stay at 33%. Well, more New Yorkers can now go to some tourist attractions as well. Museums, zoos, aquariums, and botanical gardens are now open at half capacity. That started just today. The capacity limit at movie theaters now 33% as well, Chuck.
And we'll find out tomorrow, Natalie, who needs to keep wearing those masks outdoors. President Biden's expected to announce new CDC guidance tomorrow. Sources tell NBC News the mask guidance will likely be different for fully vaccinated people than for those who are not vaccinated right now. And the CDC still recommends, though, as of now, today, everybody outside, no matter where you are, wear a mask, vaccinated or not. Wear a mask in public and maintain social distance.